I decided to talk about my writing processes, my research processes, and learning with my peers. So, start off with number one. At the beginning of my research paper, I developed several different intros to be able to have options. I wanted to be able to choose which one would better suit my paper. I learned to incorporate examples from my own life into my writing, which I didn't know I could do before, but it really helped me put my own ideas into my paper and helped me decide what I would be writing about. I also used my sources in a way that they could flow within my paragraphs and prove the point that I was trying to make about my research question. I used this image to put my sources in, um, like to help organize my sources into my paper instead of just writing them down how I found them, or in alphabetical order. So for the research processes, number two, the last research paper I wrote was for my high school English class, and looking for information necessary for my paper was a puzzle to me. I remember Googling any random source that appeared to agree with my point. I remember checking for the site's I remember not checking for the site's legitimacy. And I remember citing it and then moving on and doing the same thing with a bunch of other sources. So I didn't even know that, like, right now, I don't even know if the sources I used for that paper were believable or credible. Now, after taking this class, I understand that not every source has to agree with my thoughts, and arguing a source makes a paper stronger. I also learned to check every source that I want to add to my paper. I also learned about the crap sheets, which were the most interesting to me because I found out about how legitimate a source is and how easily one can be tricked to think that a source is true, but it's not. I also learned um, about sources being outdated. Like, I guess when you credit the Bible, it could work, but when you're crediting something that was written by someone else like 8 years ago, and people have new information because of technology and all that, then it could be, um, I guess it could be proven wrong, and then you have nothing to go on for your source. For number 6, which was learning with your peers, I found out that one can get overwhelmed with their own facts and figures in their paper, and having somebody else take a look at it for you is really helpful. Because if you're staring at the same paper and the same screen and you're looking at the same things over and over again, one can get mixed up in what they're doing. They can write things they're not supposed to, maybe start answering the wrong question. And I found that uh, group sessions could actually help out a lot. I also found that people do make mistakes. So when we had that game, which was here, this one, the hunt, it was interesting to find how many people had no good sources and how many people had good sources. That's where we went to the crap sheets. I liked also when our group interacting and sharing our thoughts for for how to change, for how to like fix our problems, like in the question that we're answering, like how to answer it, like how to help people, instead of just saying like, oh, like here, read this information and you're gonna all of a sudden change. Or how you were saying about using pamphlets that nobody reads, or just like sticking papers outside on a wall or something that no one's gonna read or no one's gonna pay attention to, and like no, it won't make an impact. That's what I mean. I liked how our group, like we all got together in different groups and we all tried to incorporate different ideas that would help out to answer our research question, and that's where um, I got my idea for Puppygram, which is my website that I made. And that is all.